does this sound for a classic homeschooler? At 12 years old, she was left out of the group. She didn't make the team when she just couldn't do the skill properly. She was laughed at for attempting to do something that everybody else already knew how to do. She was exhausting her parents, and her strength for creativity was going unnoticed. Sound like a classic homeschooler? It's not. This was a story of me when I was in public school. These 5 biggest lies, these myths, could actually be said about children that go to traditional school. I say that these are lies because they are not guaranteed to happen to you as a homeschooler just because they may have happened to somebody else who was a homeschooler. How can we decipher the truth from the lies? We need to have a firm grasp of what truth is so that when we filter through what we hear, we can discern whether that is truth or a lie. We need to know our homeschooling why as the foundation so that we are not rocked by some random comment that may not be true for us. If you are new here, my name is Natalie, and I show homeschooling moms how to simplify education so that you can be free from overwhelm and teach with easygoing confidence. Today, we are unpacking the 5 biggest lies that maybe you have been told about homeschooling. We are going to debunk the myths of lacking socialization, homeschooling not being structured enough for educational standards, the lie that you won't meet college requirements, that you have to be patient to be able to teach your kids, and that you are not qualified to teach. These 5 lies are about to get debunked. Let's unpack how we can decipher the truth in these situations. Let's start with one that I think probably every homeschooler has heard at some point, which is that if you homeschool, your children are not going to be socialized. I am pretty sure that even the person saying this doesn't fully believe what they're saying. But let's entertain this for a moment and take the most extreme example. An introverted homeschooling mom with an only child. Even this child gets out with friends their age. They go and speak to the elderly librarian. They visit and observe other family dynamics. And they help out with entertaining babies and toddlers. In fact, this is a much more diverse range of experiences than spending the day in a classroom with other children their age. A homeschooler learns about different perspectives by asking questions of different kinds of people. I have experience as a public and private school teacher, and let me tell you, in the classroom, it is not encouraged for children to have a diversity of perspective. Why? Well, if somebody sticks out from their peers, then they risk being rejected by the group. This is not a risk that most children are willing to take. The true gift of socialization is that different perspective that you get from the person that you are speaking with. Because a homeschooled child has more interactions with different kinds of people and different kinds of perspectives, they are potentially going to become better socialized than the average child. The second lie that I hope you are not believing is that homeschool is not structured enough for educational standards. This really begs the question here. Who is creating these standards? Ultimately, when you follow the trail here for a little while, it comes down to somebody giving their subjective opinion about what they think your child should know at a particular point in time. Is it really important for our children to know certain content at a certain time? Does this match with what we think is valuable? Or is it more important to teach our children how to learn so that no matter what comes their way, They understand how they think. They have the confidence and they have the tools that they need to unpack a new idea on their own. They have the creative thinking and the critical thinking that is required to come at an idea from a new perspective. What is the goal here, really? To teach our children how to repeat back information that somebody told us was important? This myth is busted the moment you stop living your life under the expectation of what other people say is right. The fear of not meeting college requirements is probably the biggest fear when it comes to homeschooling high school. In fact, so many people take homeschooling just 1 year at a time for fear of homeschooling high school. Time starts to feel like it's running out and you're never going to be caught up with what needs to happen before graduation. But similar to that last myth, we need to question what really is important. Equip your child with the skills to learn how to learn. Don't be afraid of not teaching them enough stuff. When it comes to college, it really is as simple as finding out what those college requirements are. A local college counselor can be very valuable in helping to decide which courses to study for those high school years. Some homeschoolers are able to get a high school diploma through a homeschooling academy, and some homeschoolers graduate without a high school diploma. So if that is the case for your child and your child does want to go to college, there are other creative ways that you could approach the administration. See what they say about an admissions essay or an interview for admission. It's also helpful to remember that not everybody wants to or needs to go to college. Your child may have different ideas about their future than you even thought that they had. Stay open and stay willing to support and accept their dreams and goals. Have you heard the lie that you have to be so patient to homeschool your kids? The truth is, you do not need to be like Mother Teresa in order to homeschool your children. It sure helps, but it's not necessary. The day you start homeschooling, you find out that this is a sanctification process. We learn a lot about ourselves when we homeschool because we learn what bugs us. When something is irritating or when we get upset, this is a reflection of something that's inside of us. If it wasn't inside of us, then that thing wouldn't bother us. So pay special attention to what bothers you. This is an area of something unresolved. The beauty is that as we work on ourselves, this naturally extends to our children. And as you are in the process of navigating this teacher-student relationship versus your parent-child relationship, take time to explore the ways that you can be kind to yourself so that when you come together with your children, you can give them your best. For some ideas of how you can avoid homeschool burnout, you may want to check out this video here. I saved the biggest lie for last. The lie that you are not qualified to teach your child. Have you been told that you're not qualified to teach your child? Have you told yourself this? You do not need to be a certified teacher in order to be the best teacher for your child. Let's pause for a moment here and remember that we are teaching our children to be lifelong learners. We are teaching them to ask questions, to apply their knowledge into understanding and get creative with these ideas. We are teaching them skills to do jobs that have not even been created yet. And they can learn these skills that they need for an unknown future. But then they're also being told that they need a certificate to do something. Well, that's what they're hearing from the lack of confidence that you have for not being a certified teacher. Show them what you want them to do. Learn the skills to do your best at everything that you put your hand to. You don't need to waste hours filtering through free content online, trying to figure out on your own how you can homeschool your kids so that it can be successful. The whole reason I have this here is to show you the fastest and the easiest ways to come alongside your child and teach them in your homeschool. I've taken my favorite teaching strategies and adapted them for the homeschool setting so that you can draw out learning from your child in your home. If you are ready to teach how you want to, and if you are ready for a more peaceful homeschool environment, then you might want to check out the workshop that I have over at homeschoolteachingsimplified.com. If you are interested in learning more about how to teach in your homeschool, then take a moment and hit that subscribe button so that YouTube knows you are interested in joining us again next week. I hope that this video has blessed you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day. I will see you next time.